Finnish M39 inside the Vintage Rifles Shooters Club. Veronica, this is the rifle which has some history. Did you know that they even make them probably past 69, 70? They found some parts and the Finnish people decided that we'll continue to keep pumping those out. So isn't that incredible?
That is incredible.
M39 is pretty much the final product. They started with what you have in your hands. This is M91, but as you can see, we'll compare them buttstock to buttstock, and you can see how much longer that one is. So this is like a broomstick, and this is probably one of the contenders for running for the very good rifle for the infantrymen in World War II. The rifle have seen some action during the continuation war. They actually made those, Veronica, they made like a handful of examples for the Winter War, which was beginning of when the Soviets attacked in 1939, the Finland. But there was not, I don't even know if there is a documented use of those rifles in the Winter War. But then in the continuation war, when the Finns joined the Nazi Germany, that was the case against the Soviet Union, that rifle, almost 100,000 pieces, was employed, and they were very active on the front. So for sure, those rifles have seen some action. But for the history license, you guys can check on that rifle tons of videos and material already on the internet. We're not going to dwell on it. We want to talk about actually the usage of that rifle. Veronica, I'll start with you. How was it shooting? It's 7.62 by 54 R. We were shooting mainly the SNB ammo 174 grain, and I'll explain in a second why. But how was the recoil?
It wasn't bad, honestly. I could handle it, and I would say that would say something.
And you were doing really nice hits. I think we got the footage captured when you cycling to the targets to up to 300 yards. Any problems?
No, not at all.
Not
and it was
at all.
400 yards. Thank
400.
you very much.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. And you did a fantastic job. You're really shooting well with it. Iron sights only. Is it hard to use those type of the sights?
It's a little bit hard, especially you haven't been doing it for a while, but you get used to it, so I enjoyed it.
Outstanding. We cheated a little bit. We're using a slip-on deaccelerator pad on the buttstock because, guys, honestly, even from memoirs of the people who are using those 7.62 by 54 rifles, they will tell you that they were taking a beating. After the 30, 40 rounds, you're taking a beating on the shoulder. So this deaccelerator, the only bad thing about that deaccelerator pad is you can keep going through the rounds and you don't even feel it, right?
Yeah.
So there's no marks on the shoulder?
No marks on the shoulder.
So hey, dads or moms, if you're watching it and you want to run with the 7.62 by 54 rifles, that may be the key to success.
Yes, it will.
To use those pads. But you were satisfied basically with the usage of the M39.
Yes, I was.
Very nice. Cycling of the bolt, any issues?
No.
Very smooth action.
It was.
And how was the trigger pull?
The trigger pull, it was actually quite nice. You have to pull not hard, but it's a long trigger pull. Not two-stage like how I prefer, but still, I'm not complaining.
Yes, it's not really a two-stage. You got that long pull, then there is like a break point, but it's not like as clean cut as the two-stage triggers. Veronica's making a very good point. You just gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
But you can really squeeze some rounds through it, and you will be. I think this rifle delivers. If outshot just on the paper, I would say it's slightly over 1 MOA with iron sights, and that's probably us. That's our limit.
Yes.
That's not the rifle limit. I think the rifle could do a little bit better. Different types of ammo were used, but I will tell you guys the SNB 174 grain performed the best. So I had all the surplus rounds, the 148 grain. Then I used the PPU 182 match, and nothing was coming close to that red box from S&B, which is a shame because it's expensive ammo. But it is what it is. The rifle favors that 174 grain bullet, at least of this example. I also run Veronica our one shot, one kill challenge. So let's roll the footage and see what happened. One shot, one kill challenge. We are going to cycle through the targets up to 500 yards. And of course, if I got a hit, that's a win. That's a major plus. If I miss the target, I'm getting killed. And at the end of the whole game, we're going to count all the pluses and minuses, and we will see what the score is going to look like. But just like in the real situation, you usually got only one shot to destroy the other target. If not, uh, the other guy can destroy you. So let's rock and roll, and we'll see what this M39 can do. We are starting off with a very easy shot, 100 yards, and I got my setting. Yep, I got my setting for the 100 yards on the rear slider, and let's see if I can pull this shot off, right? Alright, that was an easy hit. Let me check how I did on that target, that in the center. So Rob is getting a major plus. Good start, good start. Confidence booster. Okay, we are going to cycle now to the 255 yards target. This target is a little bit hidden from my vintage point of view, and I have to like blow ball the round over the hill. I see basically shoulders and head, so that's what I'm going to aim for, and the target is a half size IPSC size target, so that should make interesting. I'm going to adjust the slider for 255 yards. I'm going to go with basically just before 4. Let's make sure the notch is locked. Yes, that should do it. And round goes to the chamber. I'm going to adjust the stand. Are we good with camera? Camera is good. All right. Camera on the target. There is some slight wind down the range. We'll see. That's a hit on the target. And let me see where I hit it, because I kind of lowball it. Okay, I'm slightly on the left side, but elevation wise, that was a perfect hit. And I see that I forgot to repaint the 300 yards target. That's fine. Oh, it's a live TV. We are going to roll with it. For the 300s, I should have a 4.5. Okay, that I'll mark that. Slider is on a 4.5, and I'm going to aim for the 300 yards. Disregard those hits. That's just me being stupid, guys. Okay, but we're going to roll with that. I'm just going to check if camera is good.
Ready.
Camera is ready. All right. So round in the chamber, live TV, as I said. Stuff is happening live. I'm going to push. Let me check that. Yeah, there's some movement from right to left. I'm going to try to push a little bit right that round. A little bit, not much. That's a hit. And I'm on, elevation wise, I'm on the top of the triangle. Hopefully you guys have a good view of the trace. Still on the left side, and this is with the push to the right. So that's kind of interesting how that sorted out. But that's a good hit, good hit. Let me mark another major plus for Rap. So with 255 yards, I have three hits, doing great. All right, next target will be again the half size IPSC size target at 325 yards. So guess what? I'm going to keep the same setting for the slider. Not going to change that, especially because I was on like a little bit upper portion of that triangle, and I'm going to aim basically the same way, somewhere on the shoulders level, and we'll see how I'm going to do. Again, we got that wind. You guys have seen how the wind is pushing the rounds left, so I'll try to adjust a little bit more right. Is camera ready? Camera is ready. Well, let me know. All right, shouldering the rifle, and I'm going to aim on the right side. Ha, that's a hit. Nothing but the sound of the steel. Let me see where the hit was. All right, so I'm almost in the middle, a little bit on the right side. Maybe I pushed too much right, but the elevation wise, I'm doing great. So that's the major plus again for Rap. Rap is doing great. Now I have to adjust the slider. We are moving to the 350 yards. So I'm going to push the slider. It was positive click. Slider is locked. And I'm going to probably push that round again to the right. That wind comes and goes kind of, but yeah, it looks like it's steady right now. I'm wondering if I can sneak that shot, if there is enough real estate on that IPSC size target to hit it without adjustment. We'll see what to do. Ula, how are we doing with the camera?
Ready.
Camera is ready. So round into the chamber, and I think I'm still going to aim a little bit to the right. Boom! I hear the hit. I don't know where it hit it. Holy cow, I'm getting good. This is right next to the triangle on the target. Wow, this is outstanding hit. Rap is doing a magic here right now. So that's a major plus at the 350 yards. All right, we are going to turn the notch up a little bit. 400 yards target is next. So let me push my spotting scope to the 400 yards. There is a wind there. I don't know if you guys can pick it up in the target camera or not, but there is a wind there. I'll try to push that round a little bit more. 400 yards, I was at 350 at basically 5. I'm wondering if I can walk away with 5.5 on this, 5.5 on the slider, and we'll see how I will do. This is going to be interesting. I'm basically going as we go, as we cycle through the targets. Ula, how I'm doing there?
Ready.
All right, we got the target camera set up. As I said, there is a wind. Let me shoulder the rifle. And I'm going to aim on the right side. And that's a miss, guys. So it will be interesting to see the feedback from that target. Did I screw up on elevation or did I screw up on the windage? You probably know the answer already, but what it means for me, that's a major minus. And shame on me on not trying out shooting at that target before the video, but it is what it is. We are rolling out. All right, the 500 yards, this is going to be the last target. And my old dope was saying that I should have a 6 and basically aim for like lollipop the head. So I'm kind of pushing to 6 and we are trying to hit that target again. I know that there is some wind down the field, in the middle of the field, and I think I'll push right. We'll see what's going to happen. All right, how we are doing on the camera? Camera is ready. All right, round in the chamber. And that's a hit. That was a hit, and I'm looking at it, guys, you wouldn't believe it, I'm right on the top of the triangle. So I did push a little bit more right, and that round landed perfectly. So this is a major hit for Rob. So let me count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bad guys, 6 Soviets charging the Finnish positions. During the continuation war were eliminated, but the Rab would be killed once. So 6-to-1 ratio, that's not bad for the M39. I hope you enjoyed this a little bit of the shootout. M39 proved to be doing very, very well. The 400 yards screw up was probably on me. I have to review the footage and see what happened there. So back to the studio now. So as you can see, guys, all targets were killed, and I got killed only once from the 400 yards target. Now I have to redeem myself. Ulla talked me over to shooting one more time at that 400 yards target. So let's see if I can redeem myself. Let's roll the footage. This is just for me. Let's see if I can defeat that 400 yards target. I don't know. I feel ashamed. I missed that one. That should be a hit. Let me see if I got that elevation and the windage right for it. Right, I hit something. Oh my goodness, yes. So elevation wise, I'm perfect, but this like you can really see how the wind pushed that round now to the edge of the target. Elevation wise, we are spot on, but I underestimated the wind. And even for the 7.62 by 54 or 174 grain, you guys can see what is happening if you are underestimating the wind. Wow, I barely touched that target now on the left side, but hit. And boom, that was a hit. But you could see there was on the the elevation wise, I was golden. It just was on the left side of the plate, and because of that wind, the wind changes, that was it. So I did not adjust for the wind correctly. Hey, it happens. But hey, Veronica, 6 hits and the 1 kill, that's not bad. All the way to 500 yards, and first round hits. So I would say this rifle can shoot.
This rifle can shoot for sure.
There's absolutely no question about it. Now, the interesting fact is they hover around $600, $700. It depends. On the gun boards, I seen them even touching a $900. I still think so. If you can find the nice example, which is not beat up with the good board, below that $900, I would say it's a good investment.
It would be a good investment.
You're going to be extremely happy with the rifle. I think that the Finland did a fantastic job. Interestingly enough, this one is 1942. What this says on M91?
1941.
1941. So check this out, guys. The one year difference. They were still working on the M91s when the M39 was already being produced, and you can see the basic improvements. You can see how the rear side leaf changed, how the front side is now easily adjustable with just the 2 screws, and you gotta either push it left or push it right, where on the M91 it was still punching left and right. So much easier method. The stock is nicer, the way how they did that, and also the magazines were improved for the feeding on those rifles. That being said, that M91 feeds perfectly fine and works very, very nice. This example was barrel was done by the Seiko, and this one was barrel was done by the Tika. So both very good Finnish companies. I love both companies. They produced outstanding products, but it's kind of interesting that the M91, you know, this is a 1 year difference, and they were still pumping those out. So it just tells you that the Finns were not shining away from the older hardware, and it is a great rifle.
It is.
Too. It is. It's just kind of broomstick, as I said. If you will compare the length for the average infantryman, maneuver that one, move and work with this rifle. I would rather work with this rifle than with that one. The size makes a difference, and you're not losing that much of the speed because of that shorter barrel. But like, just compare it, that one to that one, like try to handle this one. And
just as a notable difference, this one is much lighter.
And it balances so well too.
Yeah.
They did fantastic job. I would say, as an infantry weapon, as an infantry gun, the M39 is something else. Was that the best infantryman rifle of the World War II? Absolutely not, at least not in my opinion. But it is right there on the top. I think that they did the outstanding job with it, and it's a pleasure to shoot. So if you have a chance, get one. You're not going to regret.
You will not regret it at all.
All right, thank you for watching. That was another video from the Vintage Rifles Shooters Club. Good job, Veronica. Outstanding shooting. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Reload time. I don't have a stripper clip, so I'm just going to push them one by one. But as you can see, cycling through the targets from the kneeling position, very doable with this rifle. It gives you a mild headache, but nothing what you cannot handle. That being said, I really like that slipper pad on the stock when I shoot only in t-shirt. Alright, let me go back to shooting. Nothing but the sound of the metal. There you go. And one spare round left. I would say a very cool performance in a more than typical scenario for the infantryman, right? Surrounded by the enemies and taking them one by one. A little bit slow with that reload especially, but this rifle is absolutely pleasure to shoot. This is something really cool, guys.